还说英文啊？
说英文。
哎呀，这个有点难度。Introduction 对不对？就自我介绍，从哪儿开始 ？My name is Jonathan Kott, and I grew up in Seattle, Washington, USA, but I've been in Chengdu for 26 years now. A few years ago, I opened a cultural media company in Chengdu, so I do some blogging, and for the last 20 years, I've also done a lot of television work. I've been show hosts, I've been guest stars, I've been acting, so many different things. So my oldest Chinese friend, we were having tea or something and talking about I should finally have a name after being in China for 5 years. Jiang Nan, 口字旁那个nan. So the first letter character is Jiang. It's actually a common surname in China, but it also means river. And when I first came to China, I was studying Taoism and all of this Chinese philosophy, and they really like water. So I wanted a name with water in it, so like river. When I first came here, I went to Sichuan University as an exchange student for 6 months. As a student, I enjoyed the lifestyle, but I had to go back and graduate. After graduation in Chinese studies, my Chinese wasn't good enough, and I really wanted to learn the local dialect. So I came back in 1999 to study the local dialect. The whole year I said no English, spoke no English, and only spoke Chinese. So I improved very rapidly. I would say that the best way is to come to the tea house in the morning, drink tea with the old Chengdu people, and then they all go home for lunch, and then have lunch at the tea house. Like at that time it was 1 suyuan, and they had the zaifan, and then the old people would come back, and then we'd keep talking, and so I learned a lot of language and a lot of other things at that time. 要得，要一个豆腐干。My first Chengdu language phrase that I learned in 1998 was 多放一点辣椒，多放点海椒. So that's very useful if you like spicy food. And I came to Chengdu as opposed to other places in China because I really like spicy food, and the Sichuan food is famous for its spice. 我先试一下。不辣。There's so much spicy food, but what makes Sichuan food special in its spiciness is it also has the huajiao, the Sichuan peppercorn. So it's ma la. It's not just the chili pepper, it's also the huajiao pepper, the Sichuan peppercorn put together. So it makes a very unique taste. Well, if you really want to taste the classic ma la flavor, then mapo tofu is a very classic one. You will need to try it with the huajiao, otherwise it's not authentic. A lot of people around the world do eat mapo tofu because it's so famous, but most of it does not have the Sichuan peppercorn. People in other parts of Asia or China, they might be very busy, like I know Hong Kong, very busy, Shanghai is also very busy. You go to the office every day, many things to do. But in Chengdu, maybe we don't go to the office, but we come to the tea house and we could still talk business here, have tea, relaxing, and get things done that way. 巴适、安逸、休闲。我能感受成都真的是一个很包容的城市，我真的把它当成我的第二故乡。In the last few years, the Gongshan dances have become very popular. They're all over the streets in cities like Chengdu. And you just use your cell phone, scan and then you can ride, and then you can park just about anywhere. So it's really, really convenient, and it's environmental, it's healthy, and you pretty much never have traffic jams, It's actually my favorite mode of transportation in Chengdu, even though we have like 20 subway lines now. I know it's one of the favorite places of people in China, but I could see why it would be a favorite place for people from outside of China too, because of the relaxing atmosphere, and also a lot of foreigners really like pandas, and this is the hometown of the panda, so that's a really good selling point. It's becoming more and more convenient. There's a lot of countries now that can come to China without a visa, and so I think now that it's so convenient, there's no reason not to come and try out the culture.